Hey guys, happy Friday. It's Dr. Patrice, and I want to come to you with not only a mentor moment, but an in your face moment. Why do you keep saying you can't afford it? Why do you keep letting that lie be true and holding you back from all that God has for you to not only pursue after, but to go after, but to accomplish and to take dominion over and to own and possess? He's calling so many of us right now to possess our land, to possess Canaan. But because our heart is not circumcised in the area of finances, we can't go after and attack and possess the thing that we want. There are people that you want to do business with. There are coaching certifications that you want to go after. There are coaches that you want to hire to take you to your next level. You want to work with a mentor. There are classes that you want to take. But you keep telling yourself and telling the person that you can't afford it, and that's just simply not true. Can we just be honest? That's not true. I'm reminded of something that my friend and my sister, shout out to Dr. Michelle McCormick, Apostle McCormick, said. One time she said the Lord was sharing with her, he said that you don't have a money issue, you have a faith issue. And that was years ago that he told her that, but that's what comes up for me today for you. You don't have a money issue. You have a faith issue. Because the Bible tells us that anything we ask in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that God will do it. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in me and I will give you the desires of your heart. The Bible says that God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and that we are kings and priests seated in heavenly places with Christ. And so if we're seated with the King, then we have access to the King's money, the King's wealth, the King's finances, the King's provision. And the Abrahamic covenant dictates that we are wealthy and that everything is laid up for us. And so I just want to question you, really challenge you, like, why do you keep letting that lie be true? Why are you convincing yourself and agreeing with a lie that you can't afford it? That's not true. And I want you to stop saying it. Because if you really wanted it, God would do it. If you really wanted it, you would go after it. You would pursue it. You would pursue it doggedly, meaning you would not letting that thing go until you get it. You would be like Jacob when he was fighting with and wrestling with the angel of the Lord. He was not letting him go. He said, I will not let you go until you bless me. But some of us just let go too easy. And then we say God said no, or it's not time. But that's not true. You know it's a lie. Why do you keep letting the enemy deceive you? And why do you keep agreeing with him, agreeing with the lie, instead of operating in the truth of God, that if you just go to your Father, he already said the door is open, knocking it shall be open, asking you, the answer will come, seeking you shall find. And so when you go knock on the door, he opens it. What's truly and really happening is that you're intimidated and you don't want to walk through the door, so you make the excuse that you can't afford it. That's the truth. So let's acknowledge the truth. Let's accept where we are, and let's curse that lie at the root, that we can't afford it, because our Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. And he said he delights in the prosperity of his servant. He delights in our prosperity. So wealth is our portion. Wealth is our portion. But when we operate from a lack mentality, we can't see that, we don't receive it, we don't believe it. But the Bible in the book of James says even the demons believe and tremble. So we're so much better than a demon, right? So with that, we can't keep agreeing with a lie and a deceiver and acting as though we don't have access to the throne, that we can go into the King and say, Daddy, I want to do this, this, or this. Will you provide for me? Now, he's not going to give you the money in advance. I'm not saying let me change that. He can if he wants to, but if he gave it to you before you asked or before you took the step of faith, then that would not strengthen or stretch your faith. And perhaps you're someone who's always struggled with money and lack-mindedness, or perceived that you were in lack, or maybe you had actual lack, but that season has already shifted and you're not in that season anymore, but you still have the same mindset. So it's like the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt, but they still had Egypt in them. And God has to work that out, but God is saying that his scepter is extended to you. The King has extended his scepter. You can ask him. When Mordecai encouraged Esther in Esther 4:14 to go before King Xerxes, she had to make up in her mind, if I perish, I perish. We're not even going before a king that we're going to perish. We're going before our daddy to ask him for what we need. So I just want to come by today and admonish you that stop lying, stop deceiving yourself, stop receiving a lie, walk in the truth, and that is that God is for you. He delights in your prosperity. He says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the thoughts I think towards you, thoughts of good, not evil. You have not because you ask not." And he says when you ask amiss so that you can go spend it on junk. Okay, so that's just me paraphrasing that. But when you ask him for a kingdom thing, you want to get your certified Christian life coach through my company. You want me to mentor you. You want me to build your life coaching school for you and your digital courses, but you say you don't have the money, or you want to take a course from another organization, another coach. There's a course that you want to buy that's going to help elevate you to the next level. There's a piece of equipment that you want that's going to move your business forward and help you to scale and break through and truly grow wealth. You have to go after it. You have to make the step towards it. And how you do that is you do an act of faith. You register for the thing. You go buy the thing. You don't just keep talking about it, you be about it. Okay, James says, don't just be a hearer, but be a doer. So I just want to read to you Pastor Garlinda Price. She has on her website something I just love, and it's a list of how you can afford coaching, mentoring, how you can afford to invest in yourself. And these are some ways that God has revealed to her that you can actually afford the thing that you want. So I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to say, if you want to come to Breakpoint Coaching Collective, you want to get your certified Christian life coach training done through us, or you want me to be your mentor, or you want me to you want to be part of my signature mentoring program where I hold your hand and walk you step by step to develop your own coaching certification program and your digital courses, or you want me to do it for you, you can afford it. And we're talking about $3,500 to $7,500. That's how much it costs to walk with me. And you can afford it. But I'm going to tell you how. Okay, so I'm going to give you 17 ways that you can afford the thing that you want. And if it's not working with me, if it's working with someone else, let this be your sign that you can't afford it. And you have to start speaking that, yes, I have it, I can afford it, and operating by faith, moving in faith, and God will meet you step by step. So I'm going to give you a quick testimony. So I recently, as of this year, I wanted a business coach, and I didn't feel like I could afford it because I was like, oh my God, this is more than I've ever invested. But it wasn't that I couldn't afford it. My faith was being stretched in me affording it and me investing. It wasn't even afforded. It was about investing in myself. So it wasn't even not investing in her. It was about, was I worth it? And I had never invested that amount of money in myself. And I was like, oh my God. And at the time that God positioned me in front of her and positioned us in front of one another, I think I was coming out of a dry spell in my business. So I didn't have, like, I had the money to make the down payment. But then the monthly payments, I was like, how's that going to happen? But I talked to my husband. I prayed about it. I made the down payment because I had the money for the down payment to make the first. I had enough to make the first 3 payments. And then from there, she said, okay, you won't have another payment until this month, and whatever month that was. And I said, okay, God, by faith, I believe that you've called me to walk with her, and I'm going to do it. I'm investing in me, and I'm investing in her. And God has met me in advance. I'm paid 3 months in advance. I'm paid ahead. After the initial down payment, he blessed me every month. I'm paid ahead. Okay, because I moved out in faith. So you have to move out in faith and give God an opportunity to blow your mind. You have to give him an opportunity to work a miracle. You have to position yourself to receive the miracle, and that requires movement. All right, so here are the 17 ways that you can afford to invest in the thing that you want. And I want to challenge you to do it. After you watch this video, I want to challenge you. Come to my school. Hire me to mentor you. Hire me to get your coaching certification. Hire me to build your school for you. I want to do it. I am passionate about it, and I'm anointed to do it. Go buy that course. Go buy that piece of equipment. Go to that conference. Travel. Buy that plane ticket. we have to start investing wisely and investing in the things that are going to move the needle on moving the kingdom within us, for moving our kingdom pursuits forward, not foolishness, okay? So here, the first one is get a sponsor. Now, this is the person who supports you. They cheer you all the time. They're cheering you on all the time. They're telling you how wonderful you are and always telling you to go after your dreams. And I say, reach out to that sponsor and tell them how much you desire to do this thing, what your dream is, and ask them if they will invest in your success. So that's number one, get a sponsor. Number two, use your credit card. Because a lot of times people spend money on their credit card that is for things, again, frivolous, pocketbooks, shoes, purses, trips for leisure. But we need to start using our credit to invest, because when you use your credit to invest, it goes from being an asset to going from being a liability to being a business expense that you can write off. Okay, so we need to shift our thinking and our usage of our credit. And you're going to get the money back. So you're going to gain the money back by the expertise that you're going to gain, which is going to increase your ability to earn, your earnings potential, and your return on investment and your revenue. And when you increase that revenue, then you're going to have the money to pay the card back. So then you have to also be a godly steward over all that God has given you, a godly steward over your time, your ability, your talent, your finances, your wealth, etc., and your credit. 3, sell items you no longer need or want. Honey, have an eBay sale and get that stuff sold and take that money. I remember there was a store here called Cato, and I went and I made a $700 layaway. My husband is like, you are cray-cray. But I made a $700 layaway, and I was like, I want that stuff, and I don't want it to take 30 days to get it. So I came home. I had beautiful clothes and shoes and scarves and jewelry and things I wasn't wearing. I created a boutique downstairs in our den, and I had a private sale. I posted that I was having a private consignment sale with mocktails. So I had mocktails, a little specialty drink, and I invited people that I loved and knew and that were close to me, that I trusted, to come into my home and shop. And I opened it and I set it up like a boutique. Honey, I made $750. I made exactly what I needed in one day, maybe 2 days, to go get that layaway. And that lady was like, you came here fast, honey. I was not playing. My husband was amazed. Don't tell me what I can't do, okay? 4, use your savings. If you have a 401k, you can take a loan against your 401k or pull money out, and you don't end up getting penalized as long as you pay it back. Okay, so you can borrow against your 401k. You can use your savings, because a lot of times people say they don't have money. They have money. The other thing I'm going to give you as a bonus: stop lending money to people that you aren't going to pay you back, or who are not fertile soil. Stop lending money to losers, people you know are not going to pay you back. They're not going to do anything good with the money, and it creates a hole. It can create holes in your pockets. Stop giving your money away. 5, set aside money weekly. Set aside money weekly from eating out and from shopping unnecessarily. So put that money aside, that money you're spending on Starbucks, that money you're spending to eat out, that money that you spend when you're sad and you just want to go get yourself something because you're down. Put that money aside and start saving it. I remember 2 years ago, a year before last, I wanted a car. So every time I got any money from anything, anywhere, if I made a sale, if I had a new client, if I had an influx, whatever it was, my paycheck, I just would take a percentage and put it aside. And within 6 months, less than a year, I had saved $10,000. So I ended up not buying a car, because that's a whole nother testimony. God wanted me to go into a rest season, and he said that money you set aside for the car, you're going to use that to live on. So in a year in advance, before I needed it, he was telling me how to prepare for it. Just start putting money aside and be vigilant. Number 6, cancel cable. Cancel your cable. A cable bill on average is $170. It's $252 a week to mentor with me. It's $3,500, but it's $252 a week. So cable bills are $200, $170 to anywhere from that to $300. You have the money. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Okay, if you have a weave in your head, you have a weave or a wig, that is $200 and up. I know my sister is a retired hairdresser, and I have a friend, Rashida, who does weaves and wigs every week. The African people charge $200 and up for braids. So if you have braids, you have money. Your money's sitting in your head. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying think about what we're investing in. So put that money aside jewelry. Are you carrying a designer bag? I'm talking about a Louis Vuitton. Or that, is it Teflon? That bag that's like $300, that vegan bag that Oprah has. Look around you and see how you're spending your money, and go from a spending mentality to an investing mentality in yourself and in your destiny. Number 7, apply for PayPal credit. So PayPal has this thing where you can apply for a small amount of credit, and they give you really small monthly payments that you pay back over time. And it's super affordable. And again, looking at debt as a means of investing in your future and in yourself that's going to pay you back, that you can then pay that back. So you're not creating debt just to increase your debt to income ratio. You're creating debt to move yourself further ahead, to put yourself ahead. 8, sell sell more items in your current business. I'm looking at my notes. See, here's my notes. Sell more items in your current business. So if you actually currently own a business, then increase your sales, increase your revenue. And I'm going to jump over to number 16, is determine the amount of money needed and earn it by providing a service to others. So God says, what's in your hand? So the service you can provide to other people and get paid and earn the amount of money that you need, such as editing services. Are you great at editing? Book editing, writing editing, blog posts, baking, cooking, posting on social media for someone, cleaning somebody's house, doing hair. You have everything you need. The Bible says that He has given us what? Everything that pertains unto life and godliness, and He has given us the power to get wealth. That's Deuteronomy 8:18. All right, back to number 9, pay half cash, pay half credit. So if you have cash, put that money, deposit it, and make the payment, and then make the other payment on credit if you don't have enough on your credit, so you can do a split payment. 10, barter. Some people will allow you to barter services. That just depends. I don't care for bartering the services that are like my higher ticket services, but I'm not opposed to bartering in some instances, but not the services that I'm currently offering. But some organizations, they're willing to barter. So it just depends on what, like say the person like myself, I might want or need. I would be willing to barter depending on what the other person has, if they have something that I need a service in as well. So think about bartering. Number 11, ask your family, friends, and colleagues, those that just love you, that are closest to you. That ties back to number 1. Ask them to bless you with the money that you need, and set a way to pay it back if they want it paid back. Set a timeline with your new earnings from your new certification or your new school, the new thing that you've gained authority in and that you've gained a new experience with. 12, set up a GoFundMe account. My husband and I own Hollywood Java LLC. Shout out to my love, Dalton Carter. And when it was time for us, by way of our friends, shout out to Keith Sykes, who gave us the idea. That he was like, you guys need to go from being a pop-up only to getting a coffee trailer. And we had thought about it, but it was intimidating. He was like, no, this is what we're going to do. You're going to set up a crowdfunding campaign, a GoFundMe account, and we're all going to support you, and you're going to get the trailer. We did that. We got the trailer. We needed $8,000. We did the GoFundMe. In 3 months, we had $5,000. And then we got the rest. So then here, fast forward, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, we wanted an espresso machine. The espresso machine was $4,000 to $6,000, something like that. Maybe more, I don't know. But we did a GoFundMe. We had the GoFundMe. We had the money we needed in a week, because our friends, our family members supported us, and they wanted us. One of our friends came by and gave us $3,000 cash. People love you, but you don't have it because you don't ask. They want to bless you, but you're not asking. So you have to get over pride. You have to let go of your pride. All right, the next is 13. Use cash. If you got cash just sitting around and you say you don't have it, like, think about it. What do you have? Are you being honest? All right, 14. Become an affiliate with the school. Like for my school, you can become an affiliate. And what that means is, as an affiliate with Breakpoint Coaching, then every time you refer someone to my school or to me for services, I'll give you an affiliate link, and you share that link, and when that person clicks on that link and they buy my school or they buy my services, you get a percentage of that. And so you can take that percentage, that money, and it's anywhere from $200 and up. Every time someone buys the service, they have to buy it for you to get the percentage. The commission is basically earning a commission for referring, and all you're doing is sharing a link. And you get that money, you take that money, and then you get the thing that you want. You get the course you want, you get the training you want, you get the piece of equipment that you want. And so many schools offer an affiliate option so that you can make money. And then 15, believe God. Believe God and live. Believe God by acting on your faith. By acting on your faith and operating it. Make the first payment. Commit to the program. Commit to the process. Say, I want to work with you. I'm doing this. I'm making the first payment. And by faith, trust God to make every payment thereafter. Your part is to take the step. If you take one step, He'll take two. But He's not going to go ahead of you. He's just trying to get you to exercise your faith. Faith without works is dead. All right? So stop saying that you can't afford it, beloved. That's just simply not true. I've given you 16, 17 ways that you can invest. You can invest. So it's not about affording, it's about investing. And you can't afford not to. God bless you. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Again, I'm Dr. Patrice Carter with Breakpoint Coaching Collective, and I'll see you on the other side. God bless you guys, and happy Friday.